Hello. Why? Just why? Everyone else is like hi, and the one guy's just like why? Come on. Why? Stream music too loud? There we go. Hey Jared. Good morning. What is up, my friend? How's your day? My day is going quite well, actually. Thank you for asking. Alright. Outline. Biggest bruh. Hey, Snakey. What's up? Got some nice hair, my guy. Thank you, Tom Nook. What are you doing? Asks Man Hoovy. I am doing, as the title of the stream suggests, I'm drawing more episode 8 scenery. Drawing more scenery for episode 8 of Confinement to be announced. Date of release to be announced. I thought this was episode 8, I got excited. I mean, the title is drawing more episode 8 scenes. Did you just read the episode 8 part? I understand. I understand. I understand reading difficulty. I forgot to pay a bill for about a month. And, if it wasn't for, some emergency email they sent me, I would have probably just kept not paying for that bill until no power. That would have been awkward, turtle. Scenery more like swagnery. I feel you. I feel that. Hey Bong, I'm sorry I missed so many streams. Work has kept me super busy. It's no problem, Frosted Scales. We all get busy sometimes. We all get swept up with the things that we have to do or other commitments. Should I finish school or should I be watching Lord Bong? Whatever your heart tells you. Honda Honda approved. Thank you, 2001 Civic LX for the £2 and the Honda approval. Why was episode 7 so good? I think it's because I spent a lot of time and energy on the script and the scenery, and I was really in love with the idea of basically a tree house inside an IKEA. It's an enormous tree house. This is incredibly, just like a big dumb arts and crafts project for for a bunch of adults to do. What's the drawing going to be like? This is going to be a fence. A fence between some houses in a suburban neighborhood. I'm not gonna say any more than that, just because it's, yeah, spoilers, obviously. But it looks like it's gonna involve a suburban neighborhood, at least. Maybe not even involved in the story. It might just be in a memory or a cutaway gag, like in like in Family Guy. So since I'm streaming alone and I'm drawing, I'm sorry, but I'm gonna be like not looking at the chat as often as I usually do when I'm not doing anything on stream. Hope you all understand. But I will still look back every now and then because I stream ultimately because I do want to talk to people on in this way. It's just a lot of fun. GameStop stocks be like, yeah, that's some crazy shit happening there. It's 5:30 a.m. Bung is more important than sleep. No. If you've gotten enough sleep, go ahead. Just don't hurt your brain. Hello, first stream I managed to catch. Nice to see you. How are you? Hey, it's Danny. Thank you very much. Hey, it's Danny. I'm doing quite well. Had a pretty neat chill day. Had to do a bit of running around. It was a little bit stressful, but ultimately it was a really nice day. Even though the weather was miserable and I got covered in water quite a few times, it was still somehow a nice day. You know? Maybe I just feel nice right now, so I'm remembering it differently. I'm not sure how many of you are noticing, but I'm trying to... There's a very certain way I try to do these lines. And... I just gotta do them right. Shit, why is this one so hard? There's a whole thing about positioning, where my hand is positioned versus where the page is, versus how I'm holding the pencil. There's all of these tiny little subtleties of how I create the action. That can get really distracting sometimes. How do you describe your art style? A little bit wobbly, but a little bit dynamic. Like, I like drawing big geometric shapes and sort of these wild, insinuated patterns. But I don't like drawing in perfectly straight lines like you'd see in like vector art of some 50s Art Deco stuff. Like, the scene is made up of mostly squares and rectangles, but I don't want them to be perfectly straight lines. Make this a perfectly straight line because this is kind of gonna be, I'm gonna separate it later for the scene because somebody's gonna be standing behind the fence but in front of those houses. But usually I like having the lines be a bit more organic. I think it creates an aesthetic I just prefer. What is this program? It is GIMP. G-A-M-P. What are you drawing with? A Wacom Intuos Pro Medium drawing tablet. This was a hand-me-down. Had it for a long time. Hasn't broken on me just yet, so. And you might notice as well that when I'm drawing lines, I do actually just turn my head and move my body around. I don't know why I do that. It ends up getting a bit silly sometimes, I notice. That's when I catch myself. It's like, oh, this is actually way too weird. Why is my head upside down? Yeah, but I remember doing that as a kid all the time. I think it was just to help me draw lines at certain degrees and angles and stuff. Certain lengths. And I'm still doing it, even with a drawing tablet. I can't just sit still and draw. I end up changing position every 10 seconds. Wonder if anybody else... Do you redraw every frame? Not every frame. Well, okay, like these backgrounds, for example. I'll put this background in here. Let me fix that. How does that look? Okay. So, like, I draw backgrounds and shit, right? And then I have to animate on top of the backgrounds. So I don't have to draw the backgrounds over and over again. And I don't try and do anything too complicated right now. To do with just redrawing backgrounds, because that's like an insane amount of work. I do mostly just puppet pieces with the models, and then I piece them together for each scene. So I'm not necessarily drawing in every scene. Sometimes I am, depending on the scene. But I am editing in every scene. Every scene is like cut out and pieced together and sort of drawn together. The pieces that I would cut off, like let's say I wanted to have a straight arm bend, I would cut the arm in half and then turn it, and then I would edit it in the program to look like that it's naturally bending like a regular arm. But I'm mostly moving pieces around and blending them together. So it's kind of, it's not the same as drawing every single frame, but it is still a pretty significant amount of work. Brain is kicking my ass today. Could use some good vibes. Notice me, chat senpai. Hey, Hammer Phil. Sorry that your brain's been kicking your ass. Brain does that sometimes. Try not to identify with the brain too much. Brain likes to stab you in the back like that. Bro, try rotating the canvas to draw the vertical lines. I don't think I can rotate the canvas. I don't know where that, if there is a button for that. Rotating the canvas. It's okay because I have this tool that lets me draw straight lines anyway, but I don't want to rely on that. It's not quite organic. Gonna go get a brownie and water. You go do that, Brock. Real Ralph just says Ralph, so that's great. Hey Bung, I just got off Duel Links. Got absolutely dunked on by an overdose of Blue Eyes White Dragon deck, so it's good to see you living lively. How's the day going? Day's going pretty good. I'm sorry that you got absolutely destroyed. Hey, I just showed up. What's going on? Asks the Fandom Fox. I'm just drawing some backgrounds for my show, Confinement. It's been a long time. This episode has been set back quite a few times because of terribly dangerous and unhealthy circumstances, but also just because of some very old, destructive, and lazy mindsets I had in the past. Hey, Jupei? I'm sorry, I don't read, I don't know what these Germanic Nordic symbols sound like, but thank you for the two currency, and hello back. Welcome the Bug Bro, Ralph Mood. I love your animations. I bet it takes a long time to make. Yeah, I try not to let life get in the way of that anymore. Because they take long enough as is, and then sometimes life gets in the way and it's like, oh, okay. Guess this is gonna be everyone's problem now. But it's important to remember that, like, I have to enjoy making it, otherwise it's not gonna be good. It's just gonna be like a rushed thing. It's just non-stop. Maybe the lowest common denominator, just some kind of something that I wouldn't be happy about or proud of or would like to be associated with. I want to be able to do this when I want to, and I've been able to do it every day for the past few months, since I figured out how to remind myself that I love doing my job. Because I'm not thinking about it all day, and it's good that I'm not thinking about it all day, because it'll become too overbearing, you know, because it's a job. And plus you have to have breaks from this kind of thing. Like, I'm not thinking about confinement all day. I go and consume other media. I remember to stay inspired, to do different things every day. So I'm doing the same thing every day. It creates a bored resentment. I think what people are really curious about is which of these lines, many fence lines, is your absolute favorite. This one. I love this show. I go back and rewatch it every 2 months. Excited to see where it goes. Thank you, Fat Polar Bear. That's really sweet. 1 CHF is 1.12 USD, and the weird B is a th noise. Oh, so Youthe? What is CHF? Oh, I mean, I could probably just look that up, actually. I'm not gonna make you donate again just to tell me. CHF is, oh, Swiss franc? Yeah, Swiss franc. Well, depending on which of the languages you speak in Switzerland. Danke, bonjour. Bonjour, did I say bonjour? Danke, merci. It's Italian, isn't it? Pegro. I don't remember what the fourth language is in Switzerland. Y'all excited for monkey versus spicy lizard? Always. Always. I hope it's good. I really goddamn hope it's good. Hey Bong, not sure if I'm an alien or not. Any ideas on that? Gotta make a decision. So you wanna make that decision for me? Man, I can't make that decision for you. This has entirely to do with whether or not you were born on this planet. You gotta find out for yourself where you were born. You're gonna have to hunt for hospitals all over the galaxy. But if I were an alien, I would probably call myself not an alien. So, I assume that you are an alien. It's kind of going to turn to Dr. Eggman at the end. Maybe. Thank you for the £2, Ethan Davies. Watching this during my only lesson history is so boring. Man. I mean, you don't have to vibe with the lesson, but there's always something valuable in these things. Just listening, you know. Like when I say listen to your elders, I don't mean necessarily obey your elders, but listen to what they're saying and what it means. Why is it that school finds it important to teach this particular thing? What could it mean, you know? Because there's knowledge out there, there's infinite knowledge out there, really. You can go out and do whatever you want, but why is school teaching these particular subjects? Could be something more interesting behind the lesson. I don't know. Love the show, keep up the great work. Thank you, Lorgar, for the 10 Canadian dollars. I appreciate that. Ruben says, I'm gonna hate myself in 5 hours. Oh man, Ruben, did you just eat something that's gonna give you the big stink ass? I'm sorry that you're gonna get the stink ass, Ruben. And I'm double sorry if what you have to deal with in 5 hours is actually really serious and I'm making light of it. Hey, I came by, but I'm finding it hard to chill because of lockdown. Any suggestions? Man. Well, there's always an opportunity to change your perspective on any situation you're in. There's always a silver lining to every situation, and maybe if you can find it and just accept that both the negative aspect and the positive aspect are equally valid and both real, then it doesn't really matter which one you choose, and so you just choose the positive aspect. You know? Like, cynical people choose the cynical option because it makes the most sense to them, but there is no such thing as a better option in the grand scheme of the universe. So you might as well choose whichever option you want. You might as well choose the positive one, because you know it'll probably help you get through something like this better. Hey, yo, much love. I got your back, dog. Thank you, Johnny Hash. Thank you for the $5. I appreciate that you have my back. I'll put that to the test. I'm gonna be, like, go to court for tax evasion or something, and if I don't see Johnny Hash there, what was this all for? About to go even my tablet because of Microsoft Word. Man, I want a snail friend. We all want a snail friend. Have any of you seen that movie Turbo, starring Ryan Reynolds? It's quite good. It's silly. It's a really silly DreamWorks movie, but I really fucking love it. Snoop Dogg is in there and he's a snail as well. Ryan Reynolds is a snail. Bill Hader is a French Formula One driver. It's actually quite incredible. All right. What if Connor's personality is just Bung's interpretation of himself? You're not 100% wrong and 100% right there. No matter how different I try to make a character from me, a good character is always a projection of yourself. It's always gonna be, there's always gonna be a part of you in the character, no matter how different you try to make them from you. Because even if you had the tools to try and make them look and seem so different from you, you still have to have a stake in their life to be able to understand and their motives and their general character. And let's say you wanted to make it the opposite of who you are, or maybe a better version. It's only going to be an opposite in context to what you think an opposite of your values are, which is still going to be your opinion, which is still going to be you. So Connor is inescapably an extension of me, but he is not a self-insert in the way that it's just I'm trying to self-gratify some kind of fantasy, because I'm not giving Connor a fancy, fantastical life. I'm giving him quite a miserable one. Because I want to tell important messages. Well, messages that I think are important, at least. Okay. I'm gonna try something here. The wobbles in here are too close together, but if I stretch it out, the wobbles look just fine. Yeah, it looks wobbly enough. Привет. What was the inspiration behind the Plague Doctor, and especially the steampunkish design? I'm not sure yet. I'm not really sure what inspired me to do that. I just felt like it. I wanted to make his world a bit more interesting. Maybe from more of a fantastical setting of alchemy and weird forbidden science. And so the idea of making him steampunk kind of made sense to me. You know, he comes from this world of his own making. And sure, he might not be magical like a demon or something, but he probably makes his own shit, and it's probably really weird. I think a few streams ago I was streaming me drawing the Plague Doctor's office, and I gave him quite a lot of alchemical tools and ancient sort of blasphemous technology. Yeah, I really wanted him to be the sort of funky extended character that their personality can be shown through the place that they live in. That's something that I've been doing quite a lot in this episode. It's drawing a lot of people's living quarters and extending characteristics out of the shit that they just have lying around. Okay, that's way too wobbly. Hey, little bong, just want to say I love your art style. Thank you, Randomness in a Can, for the $2. Appreciate that. Watching this while online school, man, feels bad. I mean, as long as you're having fun. I don't want you to get in trouble. Do you live 100% off making YouTube vid now? Some of it is off YouTube. Some of it is off Patreon. Patreon, I think, is probably just more reliable in terms of consistency. Whoa. Eliphas YouTube, thank you for the 10, I'm assuming Danish crowns? Danish krona? Thank you very much. I absolutely love you, Bum. Your vids helped me through a very dark time in my life, and I just want to say thank you. Oh, that's really sweet. Thank you so much, Edward Cox. Edward Kaj. Sorry for butchering your name. I'm glad that my videos have had some positive effect on people. Of course, I'm aware that people generally like it, but you know, there's some just really nice ones. Bung, do you think you are very underrated? Because I do. No, I think I'm exactly where I'm meant to be. I don't have any strong opinions on how famous I should or shouldn't be, because I wasn't planning to be at this level. Because some days it's stressful and some days it's stressful and some days it's really fun. And it's so unstable as well, you know, like I'm not going to be like this forever. In fact, I haven't been the same since I started YouTube. I constantly fluctuate in popularity and in the kind of content I want to make and the kind of presence I want to have on social media. It's constantly changing all the time. My artwork, the things that I upload, and ultimately just the way that I view myself and navigate the world is constantly changing. And social media fame and YouTube fame, these are all very, very temporary things. And so that's why I don't really have, that's why I don't really try and make a big deal out of it. I mean, that's not totally true. Sometimes I do when I'm having fun, but I don't really want to. Not that I don't want to have fun. I don't really want to brag about it, because it'll just be gone eventually, and that's fine. I'm kind of just waiting, not waiting for it to be gone, not anticipating it to be gone, but rather waiting to see what happens next. You know, sometimes I wake up, I have more followers. Sometimes I wake up, I have less followers. All sorts of things happen, you know. Oceans rise, empires fall. Hamilton quote. It happens. And I'm basically just preparing for loss in a healthy way, I think. I don't have any particularly strong feelings. I try not to get too attached to things. And of course I fail, but that's part of the journey. And so that way when things do eventually disappear or change or you lose feelings for them, it's not that big a deal. Because it isn't that big a deal. Because I can still enjoy and be happy with this wild ride of being a YouTuber and making money off of YouTube. I can enjoy it while also acknowledging that it's not going to last forever. But to do that, I have to acknowledge that it's not going to last forever, which is just why I brought it up. Oh, shit. My favorite webtoons got picked up by Netflix series. I'm so excited. Fuck yeah. Hell yeah. Love seeing it. Love seeing that. Can't fame be means to an end? It might help. A means to an end. Can fame be a means to an end? I'm just trying to sort of understand that sentence. I don't hear the phrase means to an end used a lot, so I'm just trying to figure out how to contextualize this. Right, like, just, okay, so, fame means to an end. Yeah, I mean, I don't necessarily feel good just because I know I'm famous. I mostly feel good because of interactions with people and whether they like me or not, which is affected by the fame, because all these strangers are telling me, well, projecting what they think I should be doing, or being. But I'm not using it either. I'm not planning on, I didn't go into this because I wanted to plan something, you know. I wasn't like, oh, I want to start a channel now and become famous. But now that I do just make the money that I do and talk to the people that I talk to, I do use that, you know. I do use that stuff, and I do make like really short-term plans, but I'm just sort of, it feels more like I'm just kind of making good with what I have. I wasn't planning to become like this, you know? I don't think anyone really is. And I think that's why I frustrate a lot of people who in the past have come to me trying to look for advice for how to become YouTube famous. And me just saying, I don't know, I didn't plan on this. I wasn't trying to. I think that annoyed a lot of people. But it's not that I just got lucky and ended up here. I did work hard. But the fact that my hard work got popular is the lucky part. At least I think it is. I had assumptions that some people would like my work, but I didn't think as many people would like it as what happened. You know? Leaving set isn't even cancelled. According to candidates anyway, they say predictive grades won't happen, blah. Oh. Love you can find my videos, and every now and then I go back and watch them, and I will notice little details that amaze me, dude. It makes me sad that it will end one day. Oh, thank you. And I'll try to stretch out confinement as long as I can, you know, until it becomes not fun. But I will try to also not rush it so that it can stay fun longer. Because when I rush it, it definitely doesn't become fun. It becomes a job, a life-threatening stress machine. Listening to your streams and working is absolutely amazing. Thank you, Customoda. Please, man, God, just tell the people what program you're using to animate. I said it so many times. Gimp, don't talk to me like that. You don't talk to me like that. Please, God, oh man, for the Christ of God, answer my question, please! Just chill out. Yeah, there's a huge luck element and an element that you worked hard to make your stuff. Yeah. Like, that's why I think it's more important to like making your stuff than it is to get famous. Because the getting famous part is lucky, you know, but the hard work, you know, are you willing to do the hard work despite how much it would suck if nobody saw it? Or are you doing the hard work because you like doing it? And if you like doing it and you become famous off it, that's the perfect combo. The absolute perfect combo. Because you get to do what you want to do and make money off of it. Don't ever just do shit because you're trying to get famous. I mean, that's not fair. I mean, you do whatever the fuck you want. I don't care. But if you are doing things that you don't want to do just because you want to get famous, it's gonna bite you in the ass in the end. Unless you did what I did, which is I drew some things that I didn't want to draw while also drawing some things I did want to draw, and I got more famous off the things I didn't want to draw, and once I got famous, I started drawing things I wanted to draw more exclusively, and it was a kind of a compromise in the end. I don't know. I would still say it bit me in the ass a bit. In fact, since I've made my sort of spiritual change in life, I ended up inheriting this this Lord Bung YouTube channel and Twitter, which is just full of so much, ugh, so much like vapid garbage from how I used to think and act and be, and I'm still kind of paying for it. You know, like I see that, just get secondhand embarrassment. Or, you know, like somebody digs up an old tweet, it's a little bit of drama. It's like, alright. Yeah, I did that. I said that in the past. I own it. Whatever, I'm sorry. When will it be coming out? It'll come out when it's out. Sorry, I can't tell you when it's out. When it will be out, sorry. Because I don't know. I'm still making it, and it's hard for me to tell until I'm close to finishing the video. There's a taste of genuine expression here, though. It's priceless. Are you talking about my art? That's really sweet of you to say. If that's what you were talking about, I don't want to assume. Wee wah. There you are. It's the police. It's the fashion police. Come out with your hands up and hand over that swag. Male symbol. Incredible. Welcome to the stream, Lish. You just sit back and ban all the naughty people. Unless you're busy, then it's no biggie. And Snaky is still here too. Snaky, I hope your day was wonderful and beautiful. And I hope you get so much good vibe juice from wherever your dispensaries are. Bunghole, I love you. I love you too, Nunchies. Thank you, Leafy. Hotline Miami played Bung Man. I was played by Hotline Miami. My swag is with me cheese, says the Soviet Union. Really be like that sometimes. Been banning all children for you. Thank you, Snakey. Appreciate that. Does the Soviet Union count as naughty people? I mean, if your name can be a little silly, but it's contextual, you see. Like, if somebody came in here regardless of their username and said hateful stuff, then I would expect them to be banned, or I would ban them myself. But if somebody with a name like the Soviet Union shows up, and then all they're talking about is their cheese, that to me is funnier, because it's almost offensive, but not quite. It's more absurd. Like, the comedy comes from the absurdity. It depends what the comedy encourages. You know, I mean, I don't really have to explain the logic. It's just it's my stream. It doesn't matter what the rules are. They're just my rules. You know. But I'm willing to hear people out if they sincerely think that I'm being unfair. Although I don't have to as well. Have you watched Rick and Morty? Yeah, I love Rick and Morty. We had to break down the first 9 minutes of Clockwork Orange too early for this. Holy shit. Man. Imagine that. Hey, it's 8 a.m. Let's talk about Stanley Kubrick and Dave Lynch films before you had your fucking coffee. Misery. I will give up my cheese and swag when the video is released. Alright. I'm drowning in good juice and swag and wrapped up in a human cheeseburger. Sounds beautiful, Dean Mackey. Someone named themselves the Spanish Inquisition. They can't ban what they can't expect. You right, you right. We love you, no homo bro. Love you too, Eddie, no homo bro. You're my guy. Why are there so little people watching? That's because I am not that kind of famous person. I'm not the kind of famous person where I got famous because of streams. I just stream now for fun, and as a result, only few people show up. That's really okay, I think, at least. It's not too many, not too few. There's enough for me to read, even enough for me to miss reading. And most people just want to see confinement. That's understandable. I'm not asking for anything more or less. Does your rocket ship have a destination? It does not. I know that's very counterintuitive to an actual rocket launch. You definitely have to mathematically predict that destination, but in this case, this was just an escape shuttle launched out of the SS Pepsi Cola, the USS Pepsi Cola, after the mutiny that led to everybody drinking all of the Pepsi on the ship until it blew up. And I'm one of the survivors. Lord Bung and the 1 Mil Gang. Yeah, it's pretty neat. It's pretty neat that many people took a look at my channel and said, yeah, right. My face when I say it pans out instead of zooms and get roasted. Like, do I look like a film critic? I just here to draw, bro. No brain cells. What the fuck? Yeah, no, I wouldn't have known the difference. Oh no. Is panning just when you go like left to right as opposed to forward and backward with the camera? I thought you could pan out of a shot though. Is that not zooming out, or is that actually moving the camera backwards? And is there a noticeable difference? Probably is. I don't know. A lot of people aren't watching because it's 6 a.m. in Central America. Lol. Yeah, you're right. You're right. That's also true. I don't stream very late. I live in Australia, and it's 8:43 p.m. for me right now. I do not like to stream late because I will be drowsy and tired. And worst case scenario, I'll be grumpy. And nobody wants to see that. Nobody wants to see this cute little boy get grumpy. Didn't have his nap. Ralph, thank you again, Ralph. No brain cells here. Get him out. Bung is a canonical Star Trek captain. I am. There we go. Well, I'd like to say I love the SCP series that you made, and I would like to say keep up the good work. Thank you, Chris Miller. Rooftop gaming, you're gonna have to be patient, because I don't know when. Bung has a Discord, check the description. If people did know about the Discord, congrats, you got the swag. There you go. If you want to get the swag, or if you're a patron who happens to be on stream but doesn't happen to be in the Patreon and the Discord, you can message me on the Patreon website and give me your Discord username and number, and I'll get you the exquisite Patreon role in which you get to hang out with me in calls with other patrons and watch movies and play games and, you know, a few times a week. Ayo, Australia gang, said the Soviet Union. No, panning is when they physically move it backwards and zooming is the lens. Like, bro, they look the same. I mean, as an animator, they are essentially the same for me, so I get exactly where you're coming from. But maybe they don't look the same, because sometimes the wobble from the dolly when you pan is sometimes noticeable, although I don't think it's meant to be. Swag, you say? Southeast Asian gang? Southeast Asian gang. Well, I'm half Southeast Asian. I should say that my mom is from the Philippines, but her mom was from Japan, and her dad was from the Spanish lineage of the Filipinos. On my dad's side, it's just white people from Europe and Australia. I then proceed to pull out a comically large spoon. Thank you, Miles. So what exactly is Vegemite? I've been seeing it when people mention Australia. Alright. This may sound absolutely putrid, but the grease that accumulates at the bottom of a barrel of beer when it's fermenting ends up creating this spread-like material called Vegemite. And it's a very intense, sort of bitter, salty kind of thing that people just spread on their toast. That Australian people spread on their toast. Australian people. So I actually like Vegemite. I have it with butter. You just put a little bit on the bread, and you just have it away. It's almost like spicy food, but it's just a different sensation. I was having this discussion with my friend the other day where spicy food is the horror movies of food. Because we were talking about how people love doing things that just absolutely scare the shit out of them or hurt them. But in a controlled way where it's like, ooh, look at how exciting my life is now because I had spicy food. They just want a little zing, you know? And how just every single day to escape boredom, we put ourselves in little bits of danger. And more sensible people put themselves in little bits of danger that they can control. And then there are some more impatient people or people who are who maybe have some sort of neurodivergency or were lacking something from their childhood that resulted in an addiction complex, which to do with being very dangerous and getting that rush over and over again as quickly as possible. and realize that, wow, really everybody's doing this, huh? It's not even like there's sick people and there's not sick people. It's like everybody's doing this. Every single human being is doing this to some degree, and there are degrees that are just less noticeable and therefore not as seen as an issue. But like from my small animated brain, they're definitely the same. Like, damn bitch, what the fucking camera? Yeah, camera who? Yeah, for real. Hey Alex, I love you, but I gotta go. See ya. All right, save Soviet Union. Hate to see you leave, but love to watch you go. Love to watch you leave with all of your terrible tanks. Please stop being so violent. Australian people eat Vegemite. Lamau can't judge. I eat surströmming. Oh, is that the stinky fish? Is that the stinky fish in the can from Sweden? Man. Yeah, I see videos of people from Sweden literally just hating it. Just like, I haven't seen anyone actually enjoy it. Surströmming. And it comes from Sweden. I see a couple of YouTube videos with just people like, here's some Swedish food, and even they didn't like it. But they still call it Swedish food. Yo, baby! I love how you're so with your own community, unlike most YouTuber streamers that don't communicate and don't provide such a personal interaction, unlike you who does it. Makes your content more enjoyable. I think I started thank you for saying that. I'm glad that you think so. I started doing that more when I stopped really caring about how I seem as a celebrity. If you still don't like using that word. A YouTube celebrity. Okay, that kind of evens it out. And even though I still have reservations about how maybe I look, because I'm insecure about my weight, for example, but I would still just show that I'm overweight, you know? Look at this. Even though I mean, I'll admit that I'm insecure about it, but not that insecure that I would pretend that I'm not overweight. And so I will stumble on my words now because I don't care anymore. It's okay that I sound stupid. It's okay that I sound like I don't know what I'm talking about. And it's okay that I sometimes do just talk about things that I don't know anything about. Because I'm not trying to appear like a serious source for all information or some kind of practical accuracy on measuring the universe. I literally just talk about feelings. I talk about the subjective experience and how the subjective experience is just as valid as whatever you project the objective experience to be. Alex, why would you send me money, bro? Bro, I'm gonna send you money right back. You keep doing that. I'm sending you so much money. Danny, the people on YouTube don't prep it properly to make it taste good. Oh, really? There's a way to do it? Oh, I guess that makes sense. Grad style is similar to the regular shows, to be honest. They have been a, yge1RJQb45U has definitely been an inspiration for me. Cheese is the strumming of milk, guys. Stop judging me. Cheese is the strumming of milk. Amazing. Thick peach gang. Oh, Alex. No, he sent it again. Hey, Atomized Panda. Thank you for the $5. Hee ho ha ha hee hee hee. Thank you for saying that. Will you ever do a cooking stream? I don't think so. Don't think that'll be really fun. It'll just be really loud, you know, just Bung is the Keanu Reeves of YouTube. I don't know. Keanu Reeves is so good. I would never call myself the Keanu Reeves of YouTube. Why did you do that? Now I can't stop comparing myself to Keanu Reeves and how better he is. I'm a poor merchant, but a good friend, bro. I'm buying you a fucking 3-course dinner. That's what I'm buying you, Alex. Buying you 3 courses. Alright. Final house. Do you know Super Science Friends? I think it has a similar art style to yours. Maybe even worked on it. I actually have done voice work on that show. I played Alan Turing in the Snake Pit spin-off series of Super Science Friends. You know, when Nikola Tesla is trying to sell his inventions on the Dragon's Den or The Apprentice. It's like a parody of Dragon's Den. But I voiced Alan Turing in that episode. Go check that out if you want. I think it's episode 4 or something of the Snake Pit. But yeah, the director of Super Science Friends actually voices in Confinement as well. So there's a fun little crossover you can take a look at. I'm sorry to say, but can't compare to Keanu's beard. No, yeah, for real. Absolutely. I totally understand. In fact, I'm beginning to suspect that whoever said that I'm the Keanu Reeves of YouTube only said that so that I can be absolutely destroyed and roasted on Twitter for even that comparison ever coming into fruition. What is a cyberpunk? Add Bung into Cyberpunk 2077 and replace Keanu Reeves with his model, please. Okay, I would accept that. If somebody did that, I would probably try real hard to get that game. Keanu Reeves isn't my arty storyteller pal, therefore you are much more swag. Thank you. Thank you so much. Oh. I saw a chill on Yoda and came straight away. Man, I knew it'll work. Okay, for real, I'll see you gotta go and eat everything from the kitchen. Alright, thank you, Soviet Union. You go ahead and do good things, please. Not bad. You ever thought about buying GameStop stock? No, I'm not really in the stock market, although I might ask my stock market friends if they're doing that right now. Bung, you have a very nice to listen to voice. You should try doing podcasts. Oh wait. Yeah, oh wait. Yeah, you remember. Hey, Jessica Fabio. Not much, just vibing. Alright, see you, the Spanish Inquisition. Oh, I didn't expect you arriving, but now I'm seeing you leaving. So that's cool. Come into stream to make you cry. Smoke cigarette. Drags a long fucking drag from a cigarette as a snail. I really want to see that. I wish the snails in Turbo smoked. Snail is fast. Oh, the snail is fast. Snail is fast. Wow, that snail is fast. Wow, that snail is fast. Okay. Now, since this is just going to be a big block of wobbly black, and it's kind of in the distance, and the wobbles are harder to notice, I sometimes cheat and do this, where I'm just using a bunch of short straight lines to create the illusion of a wobble. It's not really cheating, it's just what I gotta do to make the effect. There we go. Could you imagine the chaos of a Danny Lish podcast, Lamau just smoking fish? Smoking fish. Oh man, welcome back to the Smoking Fish. I'm your host, Gamer420, and this is Lord Bung. We are here to talk about why the pan and the zoom are the same thing. Hope you remember me in the next stream. How could I forget the Soviet Union? Unless it's another account that's also just called the Soviet Union and has the same picture. Which is probably more likely than I think. Then in which case, I will never forget you. Wow, that bung is fast. Class skip gang. Oh man. Alright, just don't get in trouble, kids. Don't get in trouble. I want to see some crazy shit with cyberpunk mods. I do too. Why are you using GIMP and not something made for animation, like a drawing like Krita? I don't know. I've tried other programs, and maybe it was because of the mindset I was in the past, or maybe because of a series of bad luck, but I just prefer using GIMP. I animate differently, I draw the frames differently from a regular animator. Not because I necessarily think it's objectively better, but I just kind of enjoy doing this. This is the way I prefer to do it. It doesn't really get annoying or anything. It's just all I know. And every time any of my more professional animator friends have tried to get me onto another program, I find myself not getting it done faster on any of these programs, which used to be my main concern. And now if I get into another program, it has to be out of pure curiosity, not out of practicality. I have to naturally end up there. Because if I don't want to do it, then the art isn't going to happen, you know? So the curse of an artist. We gotta be in the zone, and the zone means that you have to be chill, you have to vibe, you have to be accepting of what's happening. You have to be accepting that what you're creating isn't always going to look right, that what you're projecting into the universe isn't always going to sound like how you expected it to be in your head. And the act of continuously throwing spaghetti at the wall until it creates the Mona Lisa is basically what you have to deal with to be able to reach the Mona Lisa. You're going to have to deal with being nonsense and making nonsense and creating drawings that you're not happy with and getting mad at and frustrated. You're going to have to do all of these things. It's not super appealing, but we do it because we like to do it, not because we want money. Well, some people do. And sometimes it's a mix of both, you know. I'm not saying that one's bad and one's good, or that it's necessarily a black and white thing. It's just, if you don't enjoy doing art, then you're not gonna have a fun time making money off of it. Thank you, Smiley Cactus 6841. Someone changed their name to Soviet Onion and satirized the tankies. That is some big brain shit. If you want to satirize tankies, I definitely recommend a movie called The Death of Stalin. Definitely worth a look. It's pretty heavy though, because obviously it's at the Soviet Union during Stalin's era. So prepare for that, but it's really fucking funny. Holy shit. Just the low-key anxiety of being taken away by the KGB, by the NKVD, creates some incredible tension between these politicians. Any advice for an upcoming animator? I feel like what I just said earlier about making sure that you know you want to be doing art before you do it. It's probably the most important thing. Bung, I've noticed a specific lack of hand-holding monkey in the corner. Not to start the monkey apocalypse in chat, but where they be? Oh man, I really should have put them in actually. There's not enough room. I wanted to keep these aesthetic ones in. Oh, Alex, come on, bro. Oh. Why do you do this? Fuck you, love you, Hermano. Oh, muchas gracias. I'm sending you money back. I'm gonna be sending you some money. Maybe I'll buy you a present or something. Please say something other than Ralph at the real Ralph. I have a cat in my knee and Lord Bung on my screen. I'm happy. Aw. Ain't that a vibe? That a vibe and a half. Alright. Sketch gone. Color time. I'm gonna have to steal some colors. Background, alright. Go. Okay. Thank you, Prod Rio the Menace. Do it as a hobby and hopefully someday it'll be your job. Yeah, I mean, you can go in the direction of finding ways to make it your job, but just don't be too attached to the idea of making money, or because you don't want to confuse money for having wealth. Like, wealth is having a rich life, you know, a life in which you can be proud of, just to speak about, to feel stable and secure and certain in. And to not be living under some kind of hammer or guillotine or some form of anxiety, you know, to be at peace and to essentially have no anxieties because you know that you're under control, you know that everything is going to be all right. Don't get that confused with just having money. It's nothing. Thank you, Customada, but you don't have to if you're low on funds. Never say Chumba again. I've never said Chumba except just now. It was out of trick. Did you trick me? Bung, please don't forget us in the next stream. Rajka OP420. Not gonna lie, I will forget people. I just don't have good memory. I've never been good at memory, at the memory game. But I'll try and remember you, Rajka OP420. I'm gonna say it again. Rajka OP420. Holy shit. Rajka OP420. Alright, you're in my mind solidly. Somebody ask me who that guy was again, and I'll see if I remember it. Money is fake anyway. Exactly. Don't get obsessed with the symbols that represent reality. Try and just live in the reality, you know? Money is paper we give value. That's true. Bung being philosophical for the entire stream. It hasn't been the entire stream this time, actually. It's probably the least philosophical I've been. I think I'm going to change that. It depends what people bring up, I guess. This mod was sponsored by Bartering Gang. If a big animation company wanted to pick you up for your show confinement, would you take it? Absolutely love the series you made, and every month I could check up and see if a new episode is out. Thank you, Golden Boy. I actually legally cannot give it to anybody because it's part of Creative Commons license for the SCP logo and for the general universe I've set it in. So even if I wanted to, I can't, and I don't want to anyway because I want to be in control of how the show goes. Whose house that be that you're drawing? I cannot spoil that. I'm sorry. That'll if I say whose house it is. Saying please don't forget me is low-key saying notice me, senpai. Well, noticing is even easier. I'm probably gonna forget. See, I already forgot the guy's name. You know, the one I was just talking about. Shit. Fuck. As someone with horrible memory myself, a good way to remember stuff is write it down a few times. Yeah, that makes sense. I do have a notepad here for writing down things that I have to do throughout the day. That's about it. Nice. Nice. What time zone do you live in? Australia. There's like 3 time zones in Australia. Just figure out which one, I guess. It's my house. Are you winning, Bung? Hey, Mini Mats. Welcome to stream. Yeah, I am winning, I think. I think I'm winning. I think I'm gonna pee, actually. Ugh. Oh, I'm so sorry, Soviet Onion, for you being stuck in caps lock. I might play Amori. I don't know if I'll play it on stream, but I definitely want to play it. Pissing is pretty poggers. I can agree with that. I'm kind of confused who owns the SCP brand. It's a Creative Commons. I don't know if it's a single person who owns it. Maybe it is. Who knows? Fastest piss in the West. Bung be out here pissing. Bung be out here pissing. We could hear you pee. Could you? Swag. I'm glad. Brown Dwarf. I'm acquaintances with a lot of well-known animators. I wouldn't really say friends because I don't go out of my way to talk to them much. So, but what was the other question? Yeah, I have a co-animator, and I'm currently training somebody to be another designer and possibly another animator. Who knows? How do I find happiness in life? Well, the fact that you are wording it that way is more of a reflection as to why you aren't, why you can't. Because of simple little things that you do every day, like wording it that way. Find happiness as if it's not a thing inside of you. It's already there. You access it every time you get a good memory or something good happens to you. But because we want it so badly, it's hard to maintain. It becomes a drug. So we cling on to it as much as we can. But it's there. You just have to find a way to get to it more slowly, more patiently, more calmly. What I do is I meditate. I try not to take it too seriously. There's a funny little trick that the universe does, which is if you want something so badly, you're not going to get it. But if you just want it a little bit, you're more likely to get it. Because the distance of time between you wanting it and it happening is not stretched out by the increased desire of feeling like you need it. If you really, really, really think you need something or you really, really want something, it's gonna feel like forever until you get it. Whereas if you aren't too attached to it, it'll really get here in no time because you don't really have a frame of reference for how long it's actually been. Because no matter how long it is in the communal application of time, how you feel really is what's most important here if you're trying to navigate into the realm of happiness, which is already inside of you. Yeah, mods are pretty pop. Did you get some sort of degree in philosophy or psychology? No, I have not even started on either. I don't really plan to. I have a lot of friends who are already in philosophy and psychology, and I go to them for certain opinions and ideas. But the kind of person I am is just that I experience things and I basically try to extract wisdom from my experiences, which is what wisdom is, I suppose. Sorry for that shuffling noise. I was grinding up something. 4 a.m. ain't that wacky. I do animation and art as a side hobby. I know how long it takes to make something like this, especially at this degree of quality. Take your time, Bung. Thank you. I appreciate the people who understand, and I'm also understanding of the people who don't understand. Because, you know, the people who are rushing me are people who just want to see it. And that's valid. You know, sometimes they're rude about it. But really, they just want to see it, and that's kind of flattering, you know. They really want to see all of the work that I put into it. I dig that. I appreciate that. Shit. There we go. Bung, you really are the sniper from TF2? Ha! I don't think I really look anything like him. Grinding up the physical entity of swag, completely legal? You can be spiritual without a degree. Sorry if I spelled that wrong, I'm dyslexic. Or I'm dyslexic too. Yeah, you can definitely be spiritual without a degree, because spirituality is just about what is there, you know, what is happening, everything that is happening. So everything in the universe can hypothetically be spiritual, because all you are doing is paying attention to these things instead of just listening to somebody else talk about it, which, you know, I understand is what I'm doing to you right now. But there is a difference between academically approaching the universe, like let's say through a science field in university, and then actually experiencing the world that you're so deeply interested in, and exploring it intimately and truly in a scientific way where you are experimenting and testing. So if you approach the universe from a completely, you know, the childlike curiosity, you might not end up sounding like how academics talk, but you still have an intimate wisdom and knowledge with everything that is relevant to you. And I mean, serve yourself. You don't have to learn something you don't have to learn things in a way that other people want you to structure your knowledge or the way that you think. You can learn your own way. And sure, that it's harder to get a job out of that, but I think the experience is much more authentic and much more powerful and beautiful and healthy if you trust yourself to learn your own way and trust that you're actually just going to be fine. You're going to be just fine. Bong opinion on a woman. I hate this shit. I hate this shit. Brown Dwarf, I already answered that question. Part of that science is the language we use to discuss it. Some things need a language around them to evolve so we can discuss it at a meaningful level. Yeah, finding a balance is important. Depending on what you want to do. If you want to go into the scientific field, then you have to learn the language. But if you don't want to go into the scientific field, you don't have to. You don't have to learn the language. And since I'm not in the scientific field, I'm just going to be talking the way that I talk. Sometimes I do use scientific words, though, so... I just don't want there to be this assumption that somebody is smarter just because they use scientific words or because they have a good voice, because they have a classical British accent or tone of voice. I think that's completely illusory, very manipulative, and probably very dangerous. It's just assume that somebody is smart because they sound good. So don't take anything I say seriously. It is just the way I see the universe. And I am here to let you know that it is okay to see the universe the way that you do. There is nothing broken about you. You simply see the universe from a different point of view from other people. Every single person is experiencing reality in such a radically different way, and we pretend that what we basically see is all the same. But if that were the case, we wouldn't be getting into so many fights, so many battles and wars with each other, because we are so radically different, as a matter of fact. And we should accept that, embrace that. It's not a bad thing that you see the world differently from other people. You're not broken, and you do not have to you do not have to organize your life in order to make the rest of the universe feel that it is more convenient. The rest of society, I should say. You don't have to organize yourself so that society can accept you. You shouldn't have to do that. Obviously, it's easier said than done, and I've had a lot of experience with trying to force myself to be something that I'm not. And that's why I'm speaking about it, because it's my own experience, not because this is some kind of... didn't watch like a video and decided that this is my opinion. This is my own experience. And my experience might not be applicable to everybody. I understand that. If it's not applicable to you, you don't have to listen. Would you have any suggestions for struggling voice actor? I have a very wide range of voices, from high childlike voices to 2 voices that sound evil and deep, handful of narrating voices. I'm not really a good voice actor, so I'm not sure how to tell you that. How to, any advice for voice acting. You should definitely go, talk to... There are some videos that some voice actors and animators have made that are really useful. I think Psychic Pebbles. Somebody from that group has made a instructional video on how to do character different ranges of characters with your voice. Hey, okay, who is helping you with creating your animations except for voice actors? And also, are you friends with any well-known animators? I'm not close friends with any well-known animators, and Yes, I have people helping me with this episode. I have one person helping me. All right, stop asking that question. Sorry, you've been saying it quite a lot, and I don't like it. If you're struggling in life, just know you aren't me, British, and that things could be a lot worse. You could be British. Soviet Onion. I don't know if I'll play Hollow Knight on stream. I'll have to play it off stream first to see if I dig it. I'm sure I will, but I don't even know if I dig it to stream, because I like games, I just don't really like streaming, unless it could be a fun interactive thing, or like I'm on stream with somebody who is helping me make it a fun interactive thing. You know, like when I'm playing Danganronpa with my boyfriend on stream. You know, I enjoy that. Oh, you're just finding it hard to get work as a voice actor. Well, you post demo reels, you voice characters all over YouTube. That's how I see them. You can use your voice for your own creative endeavors. Ones that you truly like to do, not just ones that you think will get you attention. And yeah. I think you'd be set. As long as you're having a good time doing what you're doing, then you know which general direction you have to flow towards. I thought about how amazing it would be if Bung was on an episode of Draw Free, and now that's all I want in my life. Thank you, Spectrometon. I love Draw Free. Yeah, this isn't the first time somebody's mentioned that. Like, my friends have been asking me to reach out to them and ask if I could do that. I don't know. I'll wait for them to follow me if they're interested. Because otherwise, I'm just gonna be like some random guy messaging them being like, hey, can I be in your cute little thing? Danganronpa good? I kind of want to try it out, but I want opinions first. It's pretty good. It's a bit old, like 2009 Japan, which is almost like 90s level of. If you care about how progressive or not progressive a game is politically, then this game is a little behind, just because Japan's a bit culturally not as progressive. But other than that, it's still a pretty fun game. It's pretty quirky, it's pretty fun if you like sort of mystery solving. To show my love, hombre, you're my little PogChamp. Thank you, Alex. Thank you so much. I'm gonna get you back. I'm gonna pay you in something. Pay you in money. I will use my money to reward you for your sacrifices. Thank you, Dirty Cheeto, for dropping in by. I'm gonna color it and then draw outlines? Is there a method to your animation style of doing? Because if I draw the outlines first, then I can cut up all of the layers that, well, I could cut up the color layer, and therefore just fill in each block with the fill tool, and then I add textures on top of the solid blocks of color. But the outline needs to be drawn first so that I know where to put the color. I don't know. It makes sense to me when I'm drawing, but I don't know what it looks like to people just watching, because I'm familiar with all this. Hey Bung, how long you been drawing? How long you wanted to be an animator? I wanted to be an animator about 3 years ago, like I started getting into it. But I've been wanting to draw since I was a little kid. It's just something that I like to do. And since it's just one of many random compulsions that create my personality, and it happens to be a very powerful one, it makes sense that I would be putting into something that I really want to do and really want to show people and make a career out of. Yeah, it's a lot of fun. It's quirky, it's interesting, it's a very unique kind of job, but it's enjoyable. It's usually quite enjoyable. Oops. There we go. Yeah, alright. This works. This is fine. Neighbor fence. There we go. Alright, see ya, Wolfington Dragonius. Thank you for dropping on by. Alright, I'm done with this picture, so I'm just going to chill and look at the chat, I think. Why it has no sound? Why what? You can't hear me? Our Lord in his infinite wisdom, what app art thou using right now to bless us with thy drawings? I am using GIMP. It's just a free open source Photoshop program. I use it for what I do. It's just a preferred thing. You know, you might meet a lot of artists, they just have like a preferred thing that they use. Even if it even if it's old and not exactly industry standard. But there's nothing necessarily objectively better for art with the medium that you use. That's not what makes the art. It has more to do with your relationship with the medium, and how rich and vibrant and variable you can be with it. Whatever it is you're trying to achieve with your art has nothing to do with how expensive or industry standard the program is. That being said, if you want to get a job in the industry, you're going to have to learn the industry standard. That's just we live in Caesar's world, so we pay using Caesar's coins and pay Caesar's taxes. So Yeah, it depends what you want to do. What is this human emotion you call love? How did you think of the first episode? It was inspired off of this idea I wanted to make for a short film where a guy working at Area 51 or an Area 51 type facility, some secret, you know, paperclip, project paperclips shit. He is just going throughout his day-to-day in this frustrating and infuriating and dream-crushing facility where this facility holding monsters and aliens and spirits and demons and whatever, it's just so comically dangerous and everybody keeps dying, and he ends up snapping and releasing all of the monsters that he's trying to contain. It was meant to be a metaphor for suppressing the aspects of you that you've demonized, that you think are bad, just because somebody said they were a while ago. But instead, I decided to take that metaphor and stretch it out into a series because I wanted to make it. I thought a lot could happen. And I still think a lot can happen, and a lot is happening. I'm still animating and drawing it, so it's a lot of fun. Did you ever think it would become as popular as it is? No, not at all. Nowhere near. Sorry, Dad of War, you're just gonna have to be patient. That reminds me, did you hear about Caesar getting trounced by glorious Reddit morons? Trounced? I don't know what trounced means. I don't think I have. Vibe check. Currently animating a beach episode myself. I'm gonna end up with PTSD next time I see a beach. Instead of D-Day, it's double D-Day. Okay. Alright. Horny on stream. Hello, I'm once again requesting you put a picture of Peter Griffin on stream. Alright, I'll do that now. Because stream's almost over. Add image. Let's see what images of Peter Griffin I have in my folders. Which one can I use? Peter Griffin. See his iconic face somewhere. Yeah, I recently deleted 75% of my memes, my meme folder, just because of how fucking huge and outdated they are. And yet I'm still having a hard time finding Peter Griffin. Here he is, actually, right there. Here it is. Ladies and gentlemen, we got him. Oh. Put my drawing stuff away. Sorry, True Facts 3.0. How did you come up with Connor Power? Not asking for spoiler. The idea is that because he's immortal, the facility gets to get away with terrible human rights abuses. Because it's not that big a deal, because he's not dying. But it is taking an effect on him, and it is changing him. And you as the audience have to see that firsthand. Hey Lois, I'm a marketable plushie. Do you have any tips for pushing through the boredom while creating a series? I'm currently making a manga and it's really hard. The stress of not knowing how to end it. Yeah. I see what you mean. Well, that seems like two separate things. The boredom. Boredom is a good thing. It's just, boredom is just the peace. It's just peace that you don't want right now. And so it's boring. So you can transform that boredom into peace. It's just a sensation that's here. If you don't want it, it's boredom, but if you want it, it's peace. So just lean into that boredom and then just trust that you can relax in it for a bit. And then eventually something will come out, because creativity comes out of boredom. Creativity comes out of nothing. That emptiness, that sensation of emptiness that you feel when you're looking at a blank page before you draw, is what causes the drawing. It's like the catalyst. It's like your brain has been shut down to complete zero, and it's like big bang. Apparently a hedge fund bet against GameStop stock falling, shorting it to 140% red. The special people at the yard decided to buy up the stock, causing it to soar 1700%. Okay, yeah, I have actually heard about that. Oh, thank you, Grump. Grump said, I have come to say you're awesome and cool and don't give up. It's very sweet. Why did you use Lego for Connor's first Christmas episode? Because there is a Lego SCP that I really enjoy, where it's just living Lego people. There's also a lot of SCPs that imply interdimensional sort of crazy shit. And that could be an alternate universe where Connor is just animated by Lego instead of by 2D animation. But ultimately, it was because my co-animator, Forlorn Creature, FORLORNECREATURE, is a stop-motion animator at heart by trade, and so I paid him to create this. I really enjoyed it. So everybody over 18, I'm February 14th. If anybody wants to hang on February 14th, I'm not doing anything February 14th. Just let me know about February 14th, alright? I really do appreciate that meme. I've been looking at screens for about 20 hours straight. My eyes hurt. Oh, you should do what I do. I have these glasses that reflect blue light, and it lets you look at screens for ages without having your eyes get burnt. Additionally, you can also just put an orange tint over your screens that has the same effect, but you won't end up seeing all of the fun little colors that you like. However, that will make using social media and the internet a lot less addictive if it's all in, it doesn't have color. That's apparently a study they did. I'm busy February 14th. It's the day I celebrate the death of Captain Cook. Fucking based. Dong, you have great advice. You are like a wise old man. Thank you. Yeah. I definitely am not a wise old man in the sense that, well, old people aren't necessarily smarter, but but I have plenty to learn, is what I'm trying to say. And I feel like if I'm doing this right, I will still have plenty to learn when I'm older. Because there's no purpose to just saying that you're smart. It's just trying to make yourself seem like a smart person. You gotta stay open to the possibility that you're wrong. Otherwise you stop, and when you stop you get constipated. It's my experience. Mod love, yeah, mod time. What's up, Foolios? Just dropping in now. How long has Danny been streaming for? I've been streaming for about an hour and 40 minutes. Now I'm done drawing and I'm just chilling. Might smoke a little bit. What's your opinion on the Great British Bake Off? Whatever makes you happy. I've seen people cry on that show, and if that's what makes them absolutely elated, if that makes them feel something, totally understand. It's all just your imagination anyway. Yeah, all of it. Everything. Everything in reality. It doesn't matter what it looks like, we assign things to it. No matter how inseparable an object or a shape or a shadow might be from an idea. It's not what it is. It's just your imagination. It's just your funny little projection of order onto the universe. Please, can you do the Connor voice? Fucked your mom, shit lips. Favorite episode of Refinement is the one with the sword, and Connor calls the person with the sword a weeaboo. He's allowed to be a weeaboo. Connor doesn't seem to think so. Can I just ask, what is the meaning behind the Boy in the Pitch Black Room episode? The meaning behind it. Well, the meaning is up to you to interpret. I'm not gonna do that for you. I could tell you what happened. What happened was a little boy that was being held in this underground storage pit. Was taken out of a pit by some mutilated mutant tribe of Germanic warriors, and used in a special ritual as a human sacrifice to invoke powers beyond the material plane, if you want to word it that way. How really are you? How really am I? I'm okay. How really am I? How really am I? I don't know. The fact that you said, how really are you, makes me feel like I'm presenting in such a way that I'm hiding something about myself and how I am. I hope that's not how it seems, because I don't think I am. Maybe I am. Maybe it's hidden so far that I can't even see it right now. Ooh, maybe that's always happening. Yo, Danny, I've been on your Discord and all your friends are really sweet people. I think they might be low-key trying to convert me and join them in Gaydom, though. In Gaydom? Not a bad place to be converted to. You know, explore everything, try everything. Otherwise... Why? Just why? Otherwise, why? A couple questions about how I did it, because he was in the car and I did it on my phone. Wait, what are you talking about? I have no idea what you're talking about, Soviet Onion. Sorry, common buffoon, you're still gonna have to be patient. I'm still making it. No, you're fine, you look tired though. Yeah, I do definitely look tired. All the time. I don't know, I think I also just have a prominent ridge. I'm not used to looking up. Because my back, it's not great. Where are the launch codes? I'm sorry to hear that, Komiko. You go do what you have to do. Thank you for stopping by. The stream's gonna be ending soon anyway, so you're not missing much. Bunk said gay rights, always. Gay rights, trans rights, non-binary rights. I'm non-binary, of course I'm gonna be. You know. Can't wait to see Peter in the episode. Oh yeah, some people are just gonna be tuning in now and just like reading the title and then seeing this. When the emo streamer notices you in chat. Haha, Debbie Ryan hair tucking scene meme. You meant how really relay are you? Fucking Lovecraftian shit. We're making Lovecraft memes. I watched your videos. I have one question to ask. What made you to make videos like this? The SCP and alt series you made, which I can't remember. I just felt like it. I don't know. I felt like it. Yeah, I just felt like it. I wanted to express some deeper parts of myself in something that's just captivating. Like it's just made up of two things. It's just the captivating aspect of it, which is the animation and the pacing and the jokes and the music and all that. And then there's the part of it at the center of the content, or the center of me, which is what's inspiring me to create the captivating aspect of it. So they're inseparable. So the meaning behind the show and the inspiration and desire and all of the deeper things behind the show that create the show. And so people come in, they see all the cartoons and the animation, they're like, wow, I really dig this. And then they stay, and then they see like, oh, wow, oh, okay. You know, like they might like the story. Some people don't, some people do, but I like it. I like what I'm doing. Wait, you're non-binary? Poggers. Chet be like, dude, your lips are dry. Ah, don't lick them now. Non-binary gang. Non-binary gang. What's the background music in your stream? It is chill out radio stations, DMCA, and copyright-free music for Twitch streamers. Uploaded by the Relaxed Movement. It is also a live stream. Now, we know about the children in your basement, Bung. Now, how really are you? People say they're non-binary, but the launch codes are very much binary. Bung, where are they? Stupid. Please make sure Seth MacFarlane is never involved with confinement. Oh, I would love for him to voice. I'd love for him to voice act in confinement. You do the Stewie voice. Do the Stewie voice on on the Plague Doctor. Are you a theist? Well, if you could see my little shrine back there, I fluctuate between a polytheist and just a complete non-dualist Buddhist. I don't really fluctuate, I just don't see them as separate things. So I don't believe in God, I don't believe in gods, but I pray to gods. I project gods and pray to them, which is just a more fun and interesting way of creating an ideal archetype and then striving towards that goal by lining up my my mind, body, and heart with those values, and making it seem significant and important. Because when I was depressed, I wasn't able to make anything significant. But now that things have changed for me, I'm able to concentrate this feeling of significance and love and importance into loads of things. And so it is my job now to keep cultivating that. And God, yeah, praying to gods is one fun way of doing it, but I don't literally believe God's created the universe. It's more like the gods are real because we believe in them, and we believe in them because the gods are real. It's kind of like it doesn't matter who did it first, chicken or the egg. It doesn't matter. I just believe in them in the moment, and then I go out and do normal shit throughout the day. Adam Sandler in Containment when? That would be the day. Holy shit. I like your fancy words, funny man. Who do you voice in SCP? I voice Connor. I voice the cannibal. I voice the guy that's Connor's roommate that has a little cactus. I voice... forgetting how the episodes go. I voice the robot, Ian, the robot. The marine biologist from Canada. I voice Sana, the girl in the iceberg. I voice quite a few of them, actually. Do you believe in Peter Griffin, though? Are you an European? No, I am from Australia. My dad probably has ancestors from Europe. That's about it. Is the symbol on the man's chest on the episode The Boy in the Pitch Black Room Connor's old psychiatrist? No. Funny how we call our god God. Yeah, it is funny, isn't it? Do you have a podcast? I don't actually. Not anymore. Yeah, I used to have quite a few, but we just talked about sort of silly, funny stuff. It wasn't really too... I mean, it was meaningful at the time, I think. I don't voice Natalie. Speaking of the cactus guy, how the fuck is he an anomaly? I want to keep that a secret. I pray to the creators of Spore every day. Oh, Maxis. Oh, dear Maxis. I'm sorry, Thrivkrum TR. You're gonna have to be patient. Sorry, user. I do not know. You sound super soft. Oh, might be the case. I might be too quiet right now. What are you supposed to call your god if not God? Big Hank? That's true. Well, if you want to imply that there is only one, then you would probably call it God. What I like about Hinduism is that there are billions of gods, but none of them are seen as literally the real creators of the universe. They're more seen as metaphors for these unwavering truths of how the universe is structured. And I think probably the more clever people who are studying religion understand that it is just a symbol set, but it is real. It's very, very real, but it's real as a symbol set. It's hard to sort of explain. These gods are just sort of words that mean quite a lot of things that don't actually have words to describe it. Like, how do you describe time when you're dead? How you can't. And yet time is a thing that we believe exists, and we die all the time, and time is still experienced by other people. So how do you experience time in a vacuum? Well, you don't. It's an illusion, but it's real. We still are somehow trapped in time. We feel like we are quite a lot. And yet this thing that we create in our minds is this very real, solid thing that organizes the way everybody acts and everybody behaves and interacts with each other. So that's just an example of an illusion being real. And because I already believe everything in the universe is an illusion, the idea of there being gods really isn't that big a deal to me. You know, they are real in the same way that you could just lie to me and say that this person is real, and you can really get me invested into their story, and it'll affect me somehow, because I think, oh, what would Big Hank do? I'm taking yours, Mini-Matt, and taking your joke. What would Big Hank do? And then they'll affect my life in this profound way, and for the entire time that I think he is real, he is real. You know, it doesn't matter how, it doesn't matter if you can prove it or not. If you are the kind of person who really needs to physically prove every single thing in your experience with objective science, you're gonna have a really fucking bad time if you are perceptive enough, because you're gonna run into all of these things that are just illusions, and then eventually you're gonna come to the conclusion that the entire universe is basically an illusion to varying degrees of how you experience it. And to people who are not prepared for that, that's gonna be a very bad time for them. The Greek mythology would be funnier if Zeus was called Big Hank. Lish, why you mad? Why you mad, Lish? Daniel, what should I draw? You should draw a cheetah grocery shopping. And in the grocery shopping, it's just a lot of bagels. I do not recognize the bodies in the water. Carsten Werdenberg has been saying that all stream. All stream. I tell you what. It's all mostly about how you perceive reality. Or it's entirely how you perceive reality. You can create the universe that you live in. You know? Because if I live in a world where everybody believes that dragons are real, then dragons are just real. They don't necessarily show up physically. But dragons are real. They would represent an unknown factor of the universe, which makes up half the universe. Half the universe is this unknown edge. We would call it the edge of the universe, or the emptiness of space, or the space between your breath, the space between words that you think of in your head, the space between the words that you say in a sentence. That space, that emptiness, that nothingness makes up half of all the universe. And even saying that doesn't really make any sense. But you know what I mean. You can't have a thing without nothingness as a backdrop. Because otherwise, how do you know it's a thing? How do I know this is a thing? How do I know this is flesh? Because there has to be non-flesh for me to acknowledge that this is flesh. So how do we know that this is real? How do we know existence is real? It has to be put on the backdrop of non-existence for that to exist. And so half of our experience in reality is nothingness. And that's a good thing. That's a cool thing. I'm sorry if I'm giving you an existential crisis. I'm breaking into the American Senate. I put on the maid outfit, please. Help, it's Biden. Ginny, please. Can't wait for me to fall in and out of consciousness later today. Fair enough. As long as you come back. Still hoping we find a space dragon on Mars. Elon would be so thrilled. The memes that would come of it. It would really be something special. State enforced maid dresses. Alright, well, it's 10 o'clock, so I'm gonna end the stream now. It's been 2 hours, but it's been cool. It's been real. It's been what it is. It's just been me drawing and Peter Griffin showing up. But I appreciate all the lovely comments, the nice, sincere ones, the insightful ones, even the rude ones, because if it was all nice, I probably wouldn't have noticed too much. Oh, I'm sorry, Lish, about your coffee addiction. The only thing Elon Musk is looking for on Mars is more cobalt to mine. Yeah, probably. Alright. Hare Krishna, everyone. It's been real. Have a good day or night or